Hello again, update number 1, part 2 of the 65 Corvette custom chassis, LS6 6-speed conversion out of a CTSV. What I've come to is I thought the frame was built too short, and these are my marks. So I took lasers and I measured the body, I measured the frame, compared the two, and the way the body was set up, it was an inch short. But then I realized, not doing a Corvette before, but these turnbuckles were installed on the frame, and I thought, oh, well, those don't look original. So I was able to adjust those out to meet the frame, because the frame was the correct length and all the dimensions line up now that I've made that change forward. So now this meets where it's supposed to. I haven't set it up on the bolt holes yet, but it should work. And then I also centered the engine on the frame and then moved it 1 inch to the right like the factory. So I've got that marked with reference points so I don't miss it. That's the height the engine needs to be with that little 1x board under there. And I'm contemplating using the GMT 800, the Silverado Tahoe motor mounts, and just cutting these off and making a plate to go this way. But then I started looking at what the second half of the C4 Corvette had, and their mounts strongly resemble the CTSV mounts, which are a tower style mount. Let's see here. Like this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut these off of the frame because they won't work no matter what I do. They aren't set to factory specs. They need to be raised up, so those are going to go away. That'll all be clear, and then I'm going to experiment with these. And what led me to that is with the C4 Corvette suspension, I realized that this frame is not built adequately strong. It's missing angle braces from here to the center of the cross member. It just has these fish plate gussets at the corner here at this junction, so I'm going to add some stiffening angle brackets in here on both sides. I'm going to add 2 supports this way to the front cross member, and when I do that, I'm going to have those straight down CTSV motor mounts in here, and I'm going to see if I can incorporate those into this angle brace, because that is the configuration that the C4 Corvette, the 88 to 92 have, or 89 to 92. So that's where I'm going to go with that. And then the other significant issue that I was figuring out was this bracket was severely interfering with the body in the back in the tunnel, because the factory one only comes down about like this, doesn't have this mount. So I went ahead and cut this out of the way like that, and now it does clear, but this bolt met the body in this position, and I still needed to go down 2 more inches. So I'm definitely going to have to cut the body, make an access point. Those are my reference marks. What I'm going to do is drill holes for reference here, and across here. That bolt down here is setting right there on this platform, so I'm going to have to go way down in there. So I'm going to drill these holes for reference and then probably just cut this out quite a bit to modify that tunnel depending on what it looks like inside. And I realized I don't have sway bars, front or rear. I believe I'll just get a C4 Corvette rear and adapt it to this frame. But a C4 Corvette front isn't going to work too well on the front of this frame, but I'm thinking the C2 Corvette sway bar might, so I'm going to start there. And then also, there's a cross member on a C4 suspension across here, and I have experience with full-size Chevrolets in the 60s and 70s, and there have been some complaints that there's suspension sag. The frame actually goes in like this. I've never experienced it, but a lot of people have down in other locations. So I'm taking that into consideration, and I'm also taking into consideration the dimensions of this cross member. This is not as stout. That cross member is not as stout as even like a 58 to 70 Chevrolet. So I am, and even they have angle brackets. There's angle supports on the 65 to 70s, and so I'm gonna put probably a cross member across here, and then I'm also gonna add those ones in the back to stiffen this up, because it's gonna be a performance car. He's not gonna drive around, gonna track it, but he'll get on it, he'll drive it fast and hard, and I don't want anything moving. This chassis, it doesn't look like to me it was engineered. I think it was just made to fit a C2 Corvette body. So that's where I'm at with this. And I'll get back to you with some updates later.